Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob Fisher, and today we're talking about the best stocks to invest in 2021, because 2021 is going to be a funky year for investing since we have quite the variety of things happening in the US. We have US politics changing, a vaccine rolling out on a massive scale for a giant virus, and most people are still working from home. Those are the three overall themes that we're kind of beginning focusing on for the best stocks to invest in 2021. At least stocks I will be checking out and adding to my portfolio in the next portfolio review, so make sure you subscribe down below for that video. Don't forget though, I'm not an investment professional, so this is for entertainment purposes only. And with that said, let's tap that like button and get into it. Topic one, which some of the stocks in here have already increased to over 100% this year. We have a changing political landscape. Now, typically a political stock, there are none. However, the policies of the different administrations here is what matters. When Biden was elected, there was huge talks of the Green New Deal, which focuses a lot on renewable energy, among other things. I'm not just paraphrasing most of it because we don't really need to get into the full deal, but we do have that renewable energy that we're going to be looking at now. I think renewable energy or even solar companies are going to be one of the best investments of 2021. We can always come back to this video at the end of the year and roast me for being wrong, or maybe I'm right. I don't know. We'll see, right? I personally have money in Run, R-U-N, and Plug, P-U-L-G, since July of 2020. Run is up 310% and Plug is up 570%. It does feel pretty odd to buy right now, but you have to remember for long-term positions, dollar cost averaging has always shown to outperform the, just trying to buy the dip and time for that dip. I do wish I bought more shares earlier, but I wasn't as invested in developing the best portfolio as I am right now. I like Sun, S-U-N, because they are a large American provider of solar panels and they seem to be growing in revenue each and every year. They had $209 million in revenue last year. Plug is a similar story, but they involve in the manufacturing of batteries in cars, which electric cars are they're gonna become big. I mean, we all kind of know it. And hydrogen cell powered cars. They had a revenue of $230 million last year. I'm also just gonna include Tesla in this because it's Tesla. It doesn't matter if you like Tesla, there's people who hate it, there's people who love it. But if you short Teslas, you're probably gonna lose a lot of money. I can't control the market. You can't control Elon Musk, You should be investing in, well, I'm investing in some electric vehicles manufacturers, then, you need to get in on the train. There's also other companies out there like FSLR, BEP, and SEDG that offer some type of solar or renewable energy source. I'm also waiting for more traditional companies like Exxon or Chevron to get in on some type of renewable energy train. I know Xcel Energy, if you want to look at them, they have some renewable energy that you could purchase. And maybe they do have a stock as well. Let's move into post-pandemic stocks for 2021, and I think it seems pretty obvious. We have airlines and hotels, and then Airbnb, which just recently IPO'd. The ones I'm personally invested in because I use their service are Delta, Southwest, United, and American Airlines. I've flown all of them and I don't imagine them going down anytime soon. That feels weird to say about an airline company, but none of them have really recovered since, before the pandemic. What's nice is that everyone also has a dividend, except for United Airlines. We have anywhere from 1.49% with Southwest to 3.87% with Delta. That's pretty high for an airline, I think. With vaccine rollout happening and general increases in cases kind of declining in the growth rate of cases, well, except for the new harmful strain, I think people are going to be traveling a little bit more. Now, I don't think we're going to hit anywhere near post-pandemic levels anytime soon, but we should see an increase in travelers. The TSA is seeing those million-plus days of travelers going through the airport, which is less than the 2 million that used to go through, but it's slowly increasing. Now let's talk hotels, because I think 2021 is not necessarily going to see an increase in those hotels, but rather with companies like Airbnb and VRBO. So hotels are kind of out of here. Airbnb just went public, so you can start to purchase their stock. I'm getting ready to add a little bit of Airbnb to my portfolio in the coming weeks, but VRBO isn't public, right? So how do I get invested in that? They're not, specifically, but they are owned by Expedia, and that's a public company, which essentially makes them a public company. EXPE has pretty much recovered since the pandemic. They were having some issues prior to pandemic, but with new expansions, I think they could potentially beat out their all-time highs from years ago. Hotels will be around for a while. I mean, business travelers are always going to use hotels rather than an Airbnb. So we have Marriott, Hilton, Wyndham, and Hyatt, who are all close to recovering from the drop as well. I do wish I bought some more of them back during that dip. I kind of missed the train on that one, though I did buy some good stocks during then. So finally, let's move into the last category, which is work from home stocks, which might have a bit of a drop as some people return to work and do less work from home. However, I think companies like Zoom, Slack, ServiceNow, even Spotify and Chegg will see more of an increase over the next year. They might seem hyperinflated now, so it wouldn't hurt to average down into a position over the course of a year. Companies like Zoom and Slack might be higher than the others because, people just all they do is talk about Zoom and Slack. But I think a majority of tech companies and some others will continue the work from home life that we are seeing, which makes Zoom and Slack decent buys for the foreseeable future, along with Spotify, because all I do every day is listen to Spotify. Massive companies have work from home policies that they're kind of been stating for ever. Like Twitter, for example. Now everybody just works from home, which is cool. It brings down real estate, but it does pump up those work from home stocks. Someone needs to come up with a work from home ETF that's actually good, because there is one, WFH, but even the top 10 holdings don't have any of the stocks I just mentioned, so I'm not sure I would invest in it myself. Things I'm looking for this year as well are large dips in companies that have historically had a solid record, similar to what we saw in March with the whole stock market. Now I know the whole thing about averaging down, but it doesn't hurt to buy during a dip that just averages you down further. As long as you consistently buy, going the way back up too, it doesn't matter. If Netflix had some awful news, which they didn't, they actually had great news from the earnings, but if, let's say, in theory that they did, and they had a huge dip, I'd probably buy some and then continue to buy some over the course of a few months. It's definitely something I'm considering more with 2021, while being more active at looking at stocks in the stock market. And to sum it up, we have work from home stocks, travel stocks, and renewable energy companies. It's a bold move for 2021. Let's see if it pays off. I think it will. But be sure to subscribe if you want to follow me along with my journey and portfolio reviews that I'll do every month, starting at the end of this one, which is coming up. I upload videos on Monday and Friday on travel and finance, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, again, hit that little subscribe button down there, Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.